Hello everyone, hope you're doing well and welcome to the Advanced CSS Complete course. So in this video we're going to talk about the CSS gradients. Before jumping over to the main point, if you didn't subscribe my YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon so you'll get the notification of my new video when I upload them. Alright, so let's get started. The CSS gradients let you display smooth transition between two or more specified colors. CSS defines three types of gradients. Linear gradients, which goes down, up, left, right, and diagonally. The second one is a radial gradient, which defines by their center. And the third one is conic gradients, which rotate around a center point. So first we are going to talk about the linear gradients, then we will talk about the two others at the end of this video. So for CSS linear gradients, you must define at least two color stops. Colored stops are the colors you want to render smooth transition among. You can also set the starting point and a direction along with the gradient effect. So first we are going to talk about the top to bottom, which is the default. So now let's jump over to the source code and write the code for this. So here we are going to create a div element and give it an ID. And here I'm going to name it grad. That's it. Now let's jump over to the CSS, and here I'm going to target the grad, and here I'm going to specify the background image. This one will be the linear gradient, and inside these parentheses I'm going to specify the type of a color I want to display on the screen. So you can also specify the direction. So for the first, I'm going to use the red color, comma. You can separate the colors with a comma, and yellow. Now let's save this. So that's it. And now let's type here some text. So here I'm going to type the top to bottom, which is the default for the gradients, default. And I'm going to specify some style for this text. So this one will be text align center, and here I'm going to add margin auto. Now let's save this and let's refresh the page, and as you can see, this is the design, the gradients that I have added. And now let's add the height, and here I'm going to specify the height will be 657 pixel. Save this, and here we go. Here is the style, and here you can remove the default padding and margin. Save this. This will remove this default margin and padding. Let's save this. Here we go. Here it is. So this is the design. This is the default design. A color which is red will come to the top, and the last one come at the bottom. We can also specify that the direction for the style. You can also specify from the left to right. Here we can see. Let's specify this. First we are going to, at the beginning of the parentheses, we need to specify the direction, then we are going to select the color. So first I'm going to say to right. This means start from the right side, and the first color should be the red one. So when I save this and let's refresh, as you can see, at the right side, which is the beginning of the color, is red, and the left one, which is the last part of the color gradient, is yellow. By using this to right, to left, to top, to bottom, you can specify the direction of from which place you want to start this. And also you can specify this like to bottom dash right. so that it will start from the bottom side. You can save this. So this one start from the right side and from this corner, from the bottom of the right side. Now let's save this. Let me what happened. Excuse me, let's remove this. Here we go. Now let's save this, and here we go. So this one start from the bottom right side, and now we are going to also can specify another angle by using the CSS gradients. If you want to have more control over the direction of the gradient, you can define an angle instead of predefined direction, to top, to bottom, to right, to left, and etc. And the 0 degree is equivalent to the top. A value of 90 degree is equivalent to the right, and a value of 180 degree is equivalent to the bottom. Now instead of this to bottom right, we can specify the degree. So here I'm going to say from at 180 degree, select the red color, then after that it should be the yellow color. So when I refresh the page, as you can see, from 180 degree is the red color, and after that is the blue color, excuse me, yellow color. And you can also add the multiple color stops for your gradient, and let's select that. So for the first one will be green, red, and yellow. And when we refresh the page, as you can see, 3 types of colors. And you can also create a rainbow, which is the multiple colors. So here I'm going to use the start from the to right. So at the right side, the first one is red, the second one should be orange, the third one should be yellow, and the fourth one is green, blue, Indeed, I don't know how do you pronounce this, so I'm going to just write the name of some colors, and let's change the color of the text as well. So color should be yellow type, excuse me, white color, and as you can see, this is the rainbow type color. So you can also use multiple colors in the gradients at the background. So this is just a demo for you. You can use this for a different type, for your different type of web pages, and also you can use a transparency. CSS gradient also support the transparency, which can be used to create feeding effects. To add a transparency, we use the RGBA function to define the color stops. The last parameter is the RGBA function, can be a value from 0 to 1, and it defines the transparency of the color. The 0 indicates full transparency, 1 indicates full color, which means no transparency. So for this, let's jump over to the code section again, and let's jump over to CSS, and here I'm going to remove this. We don't need it for now. And here we can specify the RGBA color. So here I'm going to say, so the color should start from the right side, and after this I'm going to say RGBA, and the for 255.00, and the last one will be 0 as well. And after that we can specify another color, and this one will be, the last one will be 1. And when we refresh the page, as you can see, so at the beginning, which is the right side, there is no color. So this is the uses of RGBA, which is alpha RGBA color, red, green, and blue color. You can also use this, and also you can use the liner gradient. Remove this color, and here we are going to say red, comma yellow. So the yellow will be 10%, and green is going to be 20%. So this will create a liner gradient. And when I refresh the page, as you can see, so first one is red, the starting point of the gradient. The second one is yellow, and the last one is green. So that's it for the liner gradient. And the next we are going to talk about the radial gradient and conic gradient. So this will defines by its center. To create a radial gradient, you must also define at least two colors. By default, the shape is ellipse, size is farthest corner, and position is center. So radial gradient evenly spaced color stops. Now let's jump over to source code, and here we're going to add a radial gradient. So for this we need to remove all of this. Instead of liner gradient, we are going to use this. Here I'm going to add the colors, so red, yellow, and green. So by default it will start from the center. So when I refresh the page, as you can see, like the liner gradient by default start from the top, but the radial gradient by default start from the center. You can also how much space you want to mention for the every type of color. So for red I'm going to specify 5%, for yellow I'm going to specify 50%, and for green I'm going to specify the 60% space. So now let's refresh the page. As you can see, you can also set the shape for the radial gradient. So for setting the shape, parameter defines the shape. It can take a value circle or ellipse. The default value is ellipse. So now here I'm going to specify that. Let's add a circle, and let me remove these numbers. And here I'm going to add a circle, and separate this with a comma. And now let's save this. And as you can see, it is displayed like a circle type color. So radial gradient has a different size keywords. So the size keyword defines the size of a gradient, and it can take four values: closest side, the farthest side, the closest corner, and the farthest corner. And you can also add the repeated radial gradient. For adding the repeated radial gradient, you need to specify the repeated radial gradient, and after that you can specify the color, which is red, yellow. So the yellow will be 10%, and green is 15%. Now let's save this and let's refresh, and here we go. So that's it for the radial gradient. Now let's jump over to the conic gradients. So the conic gradient is a gradient with the color transitions are routed around the center point. To create a conic gradient, you must define at least colors. By default, angle is 0 degree and position is center. If no degree is specified, the color will be spread equally around the center point. So for this, let's define a conic gradient, and here we are going to specify the colors inside the parentheses: red, yellow, and green. Let's save this and let's refresh the page. Here we go. If we didn't specify the degree, the color will be separated equally around the center. Here you can see, and from here it will separate equally from in all sides. And we can also add more than 3 colors, like blue or black. When we save this and when we refresh the page, here you can see. And you can also create a pie chart shape by using the conic gradient. So for this we are going to use the border radius. It will be 50%. Alright, so when we save this and let's refresh the page, here you can see it's like a pie chart, and you can also specify the position of every color. So we are going to start from the red color, and the red should be start from 0 degree and it should end in 90 degree. And we can also specify for other color. So yellow should start from 90 degree where the red is finished, and it should finish in 180 degree. And green should start from the position where the yellow is finished, 180 degree, and after that it should finish in 270 degree. And then we have a blue color, and after that the blue color should start, and at that position, at position 270 degree, the blue color should start. And when we save this and let's refresh the page, here you can see, let me remove the other color. Alright, so here I need to specify the position parts of the green. So green should finish in 270 degree, and we don't need the yellow here. So that's why the here, because we added the yellow, that's why the yellow and green is mixed. So when we refresh the page, as you can see, here is only the green color. So this is the uses of conic gradient. So the conic gradient with a specified for the angle. You can also specify the position by using the degree using in conic gradient. So that's it. You can also add the repeating conic gradient to this as well. So let me remove all of this, everything from here, and here I'm going to say repeat conic gradient, and here you can specify the color. So the red should be 10% and the yellow is 20%. And let's save this and let's refresh the page. As you can see, this is the repeated conic gradients. So that's it. Hope you understand, and if you have any question, any suggestion, please leave the comment below. If you didn't understand any part of this code, please leave the comment as well, and don't forget to subscribe.